It's trading exactly where they expect it to. It was higher yesterday after a 4% sell-off this morning. Thanks, Caroline. Tim Bigham's trading it for us. Option strategist to buy alerts. Tim, I'm curious what you think on this one because it's a fun chart and it whips in both directions.
Yeah, this is the classic sort of what I call mired in the muck with a decent trading range here. But since that big earnings torpedo last August, the stock's really been 20 to the downside, 25 to the upside with brief forays up and down, still continues to remain in that range. And we're right at a key kind of, inflection point. That 22 level has held many times, has failed a few times here. But I think the stock will continue to just bleed out sideways here. You do have still the chatter around maybe Broadcom or Taiwan Semi coming in and not necessarily acquiring, but buying some of the assets from Intel here. Certainly the stock has been beaten up badly over the past several years here. So getting to a point where I think it could attract that sort of interest as well. And I think going forward, it will continue to just kind of chop around here. The nice thing is implied volatility on this name, given the low historic volatility, is actually pretty high, poking towards 70%. So I kind of like using, the old wheel strategy here, going out, selling the September 20 put for about $1.75. So if I do get assigned, I'll be net buying it below where it's traded at the low levels over the past 6 months or so. And then if you do get assigned, you can sell a call, turn it into a covered call trade. For those who like to define their risk a little bit more lower cost, just go out, sell the Sep 2017 put spread for somewhere around $1 here, kind of like that return on risk of 33% with a nice 10% downside cushion. So I think Intel is probably going to go nowhere for a while. As Caroline alluded to, the new CEO and the new kind of strategies will certainly take some time to play out. So this is a way, if you will, to get paid for waiting, the kind of dire straits, money for nothing trade. I think that will continue for the foreseeable future.
All right. I feel like in some ways this is one of the more riskier trades you've put on, just given Intel's history of disappointment. Selling the downside puts, pretty juicy.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I think that Intel is trading, near 22 bucks here. It was at 60 not that long ago. So a lot of the downside, I think, has already happened in this stock. Certainly, yeah, could it go further lower? But I think the big downside is probably limited here on the stock. And I think the recent price action since that earnings report last August kind of alludes to that. They're probably not going to be jumping in to take it higher, but I think everyone who wants out is pretty much out of here for the most part. So I don't think you'll see that, rush for the exits compared to some of those, names like NVIDIA and the like, where the kind of red hot darlings that everyone got into now kind of at least trimming out of. Intel, they already got out of. It's just kind of sitting here. So I like it somewhere around this area here. And I do like the vol as well. So I don't mind getting paid for waiting and be a buyer well below 20 if I do get assigned. If not, collect some decent premium.
Okay. Collect the premium. Hope Intel holds above that low, which is just below 20, trading with like a 19 handle. So I can see the potential for support there, right? You would think someone, given the last couple big pops we had in Intel, $20 was kind of the level at which you did that, 19.5, 20. So like the trade. Thanks, Tim.
You bet. Anytime. Take care, OJ.
Thank you. Tim Bigham, buy alerts, option strategist, selling the downside in Intel.